hands and lights can't stop me. I'll just hold on for dear life. Yeah, I can't give up this feeling that I get when looking down from the sky. Now with you, now with you, that I get when looking down from the sky.
So, hello everybody. Sorry for the connection issues there, but we are now live. Welcome to the Downfast Podcast, episode 16, here on the Chiltern Trainspotters, the best podcast there is on YouTube. So, I'm joined as usual by Alfie
Hi everyone.
and Liam.
Hi all.
So, our topics today are that campaigners are calling for the Okehampton route reopening on the Dawlish on the anniversary. Flexible season tickets to stay on hold. Landslip in Rugby and Milton Keynes causes chaos of services. Southeastern to refresh their stations and trains. Avanti West Coast voyager suffers significant damage, and an engine fire on Chiltern's 68013. So, hello everybody, welcome again to our weekly podcast here on the Chiltern Trainspotters on YouTube every Saturday at 7 p.m. So, our first topic is that uh, campaigners are calling for the Okehampton route reopening on the Dawlish anniversary. So, it is 7 years since the first of two savage storms destroyed several hundred metres of mainline along the seawall at Dawlish in South Devon on the 4th and 5th of February 2014. Um, so attempts to provide some emergency protection using freight containers filled with sand and stones did not prevent a second wave destruction during the evening of the 14th of February when another storm swept in, and the line is the only rail connection between Exeter, Plymouth, and Cornwall, and it was reopened on the 4th of April after David Cameron, Prime Minister at the time, has visited the site and was praised. Um, so work on a new, more resilient sea wall started in May 2019, and the first section was completed in July last year.
Hi, Southern Transport 466.
So meanwhile, a campaigning group, the Tavistock Okehampton reopening scheme, is calling for the former Southern Main lines to be reopen between Exeter and Plymouth to provide a more resilient alternative to the Dawlish route. So that's just a bit of context to the topic. So, with regards to the first bit of the thing which I read, with regards to Dawlish and the seawall collapse, I don't really remember much from when that happened. I have been to Dawlish multiple times. Yeah, Liam or Alfie, have you been there?
No.
Oh,
Need to
No,
go
I haven't
down
been
there.
to Dawlish.
fair enough. Yeah, so
66013 went back crew today, apparently, according to
nice.
yeah.
Nice in
Hopefully, we can
176.
get some repairs.
Yeah. We'll be on that topic later.
Yeah,
But so I've been to Dawlish, and obviously, I know I've never actually been in the summer. Um, I've been in the winter twice. In last year and so 2019 and 2018. And I do have to say it is a nice place. I mean obviously it's quite famous what happened and when you like go along the seawall and stuff. You see all the
yeah,
pictures.
Mm.
And yeah, I don't remember when the wall collapsed. I never really heard about it if I'm honest. I mean, I don't really remember, but yeah. Um,
yeah.
but I
It
have
was a while ago
seen,
now, wasn't
yeah, 7 years.
Mm.
I have seen on document documentaries and things like the destruction that was caused, like the ballast had like been completely like
it? Like washed away,
dislocated.
basically.
I don't know if that's a word. Like, so I've seen a picture where the track is like normal, like I don't know, the track is there, but there's no ballast underneath it.
Yeah,
Um, which
Yeah.
you're reading that from Rail News. No,
maybe.
would never.
No. No.
Only
Jesus.
original content here on the Chiltern Trains.
Yes. Would
Yes.
never do that. Yeah, but so the actual topic is that campaigners so they're actually calling for the reopening of the um, Okehampton routes, between Exeter and Plymouth. So the Okehampton route, from Exeter to Plymouth is the 57 and a eighth mile long route, compared to 52 miles by Dawlish and nicely in 176, via Dawlish Newton Abbot. Um, so basically, it was closed in 1968, and I'm not sure why. I think it might have been due to beaching or something. But campaigners are basically calling for it to reopen. So I believe a few months ago there was a train that was actually ran up the route by I don't know if it was GWR or Southwestern. I can't remember. But
Yeah,
I definitely saw something where there was actually a train that ran up the route. And also, they're calling for it to reopen to ensure that like an alternative can be provided
Mm.
um, if the same thing happens again at Dawlish, which is very unlikely now. They're building the new seawall and things, but they're
yeah,
basically just like saying oh, it might be a good alternative because I mean, yeah, I mean obviously it would probably cost a lot of money, but like I think it is a heritage railway at the minute. I'm not I'll have a look. I think it is a heritage railway, but I'm not sure, but obviously it would still, um, you
didn't
know,
they run a train down there as a charter one?
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, I think that was
GWR,
GWR
I think
that won the
GWR
50
should
down
do
it.
Portsmouth Harbour to Plymouth service because they're both cities that need a direct train. Also, their service and the Waterloo Plymouth. They said a yeah, yeah, 176,
Mm.
but I think that won't happen anymore because of all the upgrades they're doing to it. Well, Southern Transport 466. SWR do London to Exeter and London to Bristol as well. And GDL should do Portsmouth Harbour to Plymouth. I think they do Portsmouth Harbour to Cardiff already and Bath and
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bristol.
Cardiff.
Um, it's an interesting service proposal though, I guess. But yeah, anyway, I think we'll go on to our next topic now because we have quite a few topics to get to today. So our next topic is that. One second. Have I even got it up? Okay. Yeah. So our next topic is that flexible season tickets are to stay on hold for now. The introduction of flexible season tickets valued for fewer than 5 days a week must wait until the pandemic eases, says the Rail Minister Chris Heaton-Harris. He also conceded that the March fare rises are intended to help reimburse taxpayers for the financial support the franchise operators have received since March last year. Obviously, I'm not someone that, and I don't think any of us here are someone that owns a season ticket on
No.
um, any route.
Yeah, I
No.
Because
do know a lot of people who go to my school who get weekly season tickets, and I also know people who get yearly season tickets.
yeah,
Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
um,
So, but if school reopens like soon, that's going to be a big problem for people who buy like weekly season tickets,
mhm,
isn't it?
yeah. I
Because
Mm.
mean,
the person
yeah,
I talked to, she said she gets a weekly one because it works out cheaper than getting a yearly one, and because you're not at school all year, it doesn't
exactly.
matter. Yeah.
I mean, where
Yeah.
where we are, a lot of people use their Oyster cards anyway, or Zip cards, or whatever.
Yeah.
I know you can get season tickets on your Oysters or Zip card or contactless or whatever,
Smart
but
card or whatever.
yeah,
Mm.
I would say, I mean, we do get a lot of people going to school via the railway. I mean, Liam, I don't know what it's like there, but like we get a lot of people that go to school via via the train. Um,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because obviously a lot of our line is the Met line, and there are a lot of people that I know go from a bit further out into like Buckinghamshire, rather like from London on the Met line,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
Cheltenham. I mean, Liam, what's it like there? Do you get people that go on the train to school?
No, because there is no station in my town, but there's this really good school in Orpington, and people go quite far to get there. Once I saw this guy go from West Hampstead to Orpington
Yeah,
just to
that
go to this school, so they're
that's
commuting
a long way.
across London just to go to school,
Yeah, I
which is
mean,
mental.
there are a lot of people that just like I think that's there are a lot of places where that happens where people go to like people live in places where there aren't such good schools, for example, and um
Yeah.
they travel a long way to go to school. Like there's a like a coach on that goes around where we are, me and Alfie are, and it's like a bus, and on the back it has an advert for a school in Oxford. And
Yeah.
the bus leaves from Gerrard's Cross and goes to Oxford, and Oxford is probably what, an hour away from
It's
Gerrard's
like an
Cross by
hour.
by
Yeah.
road. Like that's a long
Yeah.
way to go to school. I
Mm.
mean, my bus to school takes about 40 minutes, but like it's not like we go hundreds of miles. It's like it just goes around all the houses basically. So that's why it takes such a long time. But like like going from that's like an example of if you were going to school in Oxford and you lived in Gerrard's Cross, that would be a good example of a season ticket as well because that's
Yeah.
on the Chiltern network. So
Mm.
um yeah. And they also said so the March fare rise is still going ahead, and they're going to help reimburse taxpayers for the financial support that yeah, so uh Beer Elston to Okehampton, yeah, in 176. That's what we were talking about a
Yeah.
minute ago with the route. That's yeah, I mean, I don't see why not. So the March
Yeah.
fare rises are still going ahead, and the fares are still going to rise basically, which they have been doing basically continually for the past few
Ridiculous.
years. I mean,
Mm.
there are lots of examples of tickets that I've got from 2013 and 2014, like High Wycombe or like Great Western to Marylebone or High Wycombe to I don't know Aylesbury or something like that. Great Western to Aylesbury, where it would have cost I don't know 2 quid, 3 quid, and now
Yeah.
it costs
Mm.
like stupid
Like
amount of money,
8 quid.
like 7, 8 quid.
Yeah.
Which is frankly like I mean I get inflation and things like that, but I don't really think there's a need for it
Yeah.
to rise that
The
much. Like
M176 has said flexible tickets to stay on hold until they snap.
yes,
Mm.
um, but like forgotten what I was talking about. Like yeah, oh yeah, okay. So I don't think that the trains, especially on Chiltern or something like that. I mean, I know it's like um, I know it's like the DFT, but that do the prices, but like you're not really getting anything for the rise in ticket prices. The trains are still going to be
Yeah,
the
they're still the same train.
Yeah.
Nicey and 176. They're they're still the same train, still the same timetable, and still the same punctuality. I mean, they're really not going to get. It's not like it's going to get you much anyway. So I don't really. I mean, obviously, I understand like why there would be some, especially now, why they might need to increase their fare prices because of COVID or something like that. But
Mhm.
um, I don't think it's like necessary for them to rise by £5 over the space of 5 years. Like,
Yeah,
um,
Yeah.
like
just
as again for school, like £1, it like doesn't sound like much, but it can add up over
yeah.
the
Exactly.
years, like weeks.
Yeah.
Especially because I do know of people who have chosen to go to school and that they have to pay for their stuff themselves. Like that probably sounds really dramatic, but um, like imagine having to pay for your season ticket to go to school yourself. Like,
Yeah,
um, just how like annoying that would be. Like,
Exactly.
and even like a season ticket from Great Britain to Amersham would still cost like I don't know, 500
a
quid,
yearly one. I think it's
yearly
like
one.
500 quid. Yeah,
Yeah. And that's only what, 3 miles, 4 miles, 5 miles, something like that. I don't know.
I think it's 4 to 6 miles. I think.
Can't remember. But that's yeah, it's really expensive. Like for
I
that
Yeah,
know.
distance,
It's
you might as well just
ridiculous.
go in the car. I mean, I guess you have
yeah.
fuel and stuff, but yeah,
It'll work out cheaper in the car. I think.
yeah. It's
Like
not.
it
Yeah.
won't cost.
Anyway, like you're not gonna use your car every day, so I mean, some people
Yeah,
might do, but like you have what 300 miles of fuel in a car, or whatever, and then you drive like 20 miles a day and you spend on it's like 40 quid to fill out your tank or whatever. I don't know. I don't know if it probably will work out cheaper, but like you get the point we're trying to make.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it would just be it'd be so much easier. Bus to school in my day we had to walk.
I walk to school.
I
Yeah,
walked to school.
but you don't live far enough away
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
get a bus. So
I mean, it's a 25
I say
minute
I
walk.
say a
No,
bus, it's more a
half-hour
yeah,
walk.
I say a bus, it's more
A bin on
a
wheels.
bin on wheels. Yeah.
Mm.
Um I wouldn't really recommend it, but
Yeah,
you know.
it's a modified bin truck.
Mhm. Seats in the actual like I don't know what you call it, where the rubbish goes.
The rubbish thing.
Landfill or
Yeah,
something like that. I don't know.
whatever.
Yeah.
uh, yeah. Anyway, how long do we have left? Okay, we have like 20 minutes. That's fine. Okay, so I think we'll move on to our next topic, which is um. So disruption is set to continue until mid-February after the landslip at Morton, just south of Rugby. Um, So, an Avanti West Coast driver reported a dip in the track on the 27th of January and that the ground appeared to be moving. As network relay engineers moved in to deal with the problem, trains were diverted to the alternative but slower route via Northampton, and London North Western has suspended its London to Cruise services to provide more capacity on the Northampton line. Avanti West Coast trains will now be making additional calls at Nuneaton, Tamworth, Lichfield, Trent Valley, and Little Trent Valley and Avanti have warned that journeys could take 15 to 30 minutes longer. I mean, I guess landslides are pretty serious
Yeah, definitely.
things. I mean, I think it wasn't a
Oh yeah.
landslide that caused the ScotRail HST crash
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
Yeah. It was.
So yeah.
August. I mean, that was pretty serious. So
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
I think that obviously it's an issue that needs to be taken seriously. But then again, years ago I used to have to walk to my primary school. Luckily, it only took me 10 minutes to walk. Oh, okay, Southern Transport 466. Um,
You have to have a mortgage by train. You really do.
You
Like
do.
yeah.
I've recently got a Zip card, which has already saved me a lot of money, and I only used it once before the lockdown, and
hmm
like it only cost me like £3 instead of like 12, which is
Basically,
good.
instead of
Yeah.
getting a travel card, like,
Yeah.
um, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's just a shame how much the tickets are now. It's
hmm
like
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
puts people off from travelling on the railways as well because the ticket prices are so expensive. Like,
Yeah,
Mm.
and then because people aren't travelling on the train, the ticket's going to go higher.
it's like a
Mm.
repeating cycle. Like,
It's an endless
Yeah.
cycle of doom. Before we know it, like a travel card to London is going to be like 90 quid.
one day. Yeah, so obviously what we're saying is I mean, it is given it's going to be until the mid-February the disruption. That is what quite a long time because 27th of February to mid-February is like 16 days, 7 days. But obviously, I guess nothing can be done. Like,
Yeah.
Mm.
And then hopefully we can get out of this lockdown.
they should put the fares down to entice people
Yeah.
to travel. Yeah, in 176. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Hopefully,
Yeah.
when we're out of this lockdown for the third time, it'll be this
Yeah,
will be.
because the lockdown's getting reviewed on my birthday, and I hope my present from the government is going to be we're coming out of lockdown.
Yeah, I doubt it though.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I'll probably get like 7 more months of
yeah.
lockdown.
I think it's
Lockdown for the rest
interesting
of
though how
2020.
the driver reported a dip in the track and how the ground appeared to
Yeah.
be moving. Like, that's
Yeah.
so weird. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, again, that could have
It's
derailed
strange.
the train though potentially. Like,
Yeah, definitely.
mm,
If the ground
Yeah.
was moving underneath the train, that's not a good thing.
That's
Like,
really serious.
it's lucky
yeah,
they can actually go via Northampton as well because like.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's the good thing, isn't it? How it's been diverted by
I mean,
Northampton.
I don't remember, but I know when the tunnel collapsed at Gerrard's Cross because of the Tesco that like
Yeah,
collapsed. I mean, obviously we have the route via Aylesbury, but that's via Amersham, I mean, and that's
yeah,
London Underground most of it, so they have primary control over the route and like
yeah.
Mm.
so
I think it would have been understanding though, LU. They would have given like us a more slack in the
Yeah.
timetable or something. That's a
yeah, but
massive,
there was really
massive
no way that
advantage.
they could route their full service around route their full every train from Marylebone round via
Yeah,
our line up to Aylesbury, reverse it,
Yeah.
reverse at Aylesbury, down a single track line
yeah,
to Risborough, reverse again across the crossover, and back up to like. So at least they're actually. I mean, they've only permanently cancelled one route for the minute, like until the London
Mm.
yeah,
cruise services. Which anyway, if the Avanti services are gonna call more at those stations that I mentioned, I guess it's not really making a
Yeah.
difference.
if the bus is a metro bus or an independent, you're very lucky.
Say that again.
If Ian176 said, if the bus is in a metro bus or an Olympian, you are very lucky. Is it any of them?
If
Like
the
your school bus?
no, I don't think so. I don't
I think
think so.
it's
I
a
think it's like a
Volvo.
Volvo, yeah.
Yeah,
That's a mad one lucky driver that saw it, yeah. Southern Transport 466.
Mm.
Very lucky, I think.
yeah. It's basically an accident avoided.
Hope,
It's good.
yeah. I mean, given that they're probably, I think that's probably 125 mile an hour there. So, but the ScotRail, I mean, it's not like in the middle of an
Yeah,
embankment or anything, but yeah.
yeah. All
Also,
sewage farms on the rails via Northampton now. Yeah, all
Pedalinos and
the Pui voyages independently going via Northampton. Yeah,
Pui Voyagers.
all the Pui voyages.
Um,
They are horrible trains.
but it's quite hard to see in the
Yeah.
picture. I mean, I don't know if I can like zoom it in a bit. Hold on. Here's the zoom thing on here. I'll just leave it. But like, I don't know. It looks pretty like.
Yeah, it's quite hard to see the landslip,
Yeah,
isn't
it
it?
is
But
quite hard to see,
Yeah.
but you can kind of no, it's washed out rocks and gravel due to okay. Yeah, 176 vomiters South Wales train spotting said
yeah,
which caused
vomiters.
the Carmine accident. Yeah, I mean it could have been the same thing because it's basically
Mm.
what a landslide is, like rain or movement that has caused rocks and gravel to move.
Southern
Slip.
Transport 466 has said, imagine if there was a storm affecting the service from London to Oxford. Chiltern would have to get the buses from Oxford Tube.
Oxford Tube are
Yeah.
like a coach company, by the way, that run
Yeah,
pointless bus services between London and Oxford.
yeah.
Mm.
Along with the Rail Air from Reading, that's pointless. Yeah. What else is in the picture? I mean, I think that picture is just some like inspecting the line basically, but it's good that it was caught early, and that
Yeah.
it's good that it was caught early and that they didn't nothing bad happened. I think in the end, and obviously it did cause disruption to begin with because like trying to divert loads of trains via Northampton is like harder
Yeah.
than it
It's an
sounds.
accident avoidable.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so our next topic, which Liam is going to read, is that Southeastern are going to refresh their stations and their trains.
So Southeastern will be refreshing their Class 395s and will have an interior refresh beginning in May 2021, including new seat covers and seat foam, USB charging, refreshed tabletops, and grab rails repainted. The fit will also be fitted with emergency metering and regenerative braking for overhead power. The Class 375s and 377s will also receive USB charging points, like new lighting, upgraded CCTV. 377s are also expected new seats.
Okay.
What do you think about this?
I think the Southeastern 375s are already quite a nice like product anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know when they were refurbished, like 2015 or something. They were refurbished, and they've
Yeah.
got like
Yeah,
Yeah,
2015.
pretty recently.
a nice interior. Do they have plugs?
No.
No. Okay. Yeah, I think. And obviously, they're part of the Electrostar family of the Southern 377s, and they are practically the same. Like,
Mm.
but I mean, I've only really been on a Refurb 75 like once or twice. I've done 395s and 376 and 465s, but from what I remember, they are already pretty good. And I think that hopefully I mean, the first Southern 377 came out of refurbishment a few weeks ago, a few days ago. I mean, we're not talking about that on the stream today. Maybe next week. But if they refurbish them up to the same standard as that, then I would like be happy to
Yeah.
be happy. I mean, it's not really they can make it any worse. But like,
Mm.
yeah, Alfie, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's good that there's like. Yeah, I think it's.
Mm.
Yeah, I think it's good that they're getting a new refurb. Like,
Yeah.
any train getting a refurb's a good thing, isn't it?
Mhm.
Realistically.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's a bit of a waste of money doing it on the 375s because they've been refurbished really recently. But the 395s could definitely do with a bit of a
Yeah,
Mm.
I don't
fresh
think the
coat of paint.
395s have been refurbished since 2009 when they were first brought in anyway. I
No, they
mean,
haven't.
Yeah,
they're still pretty cool looking trains. It's not like they're like outdated or anything, but like
They are really nice trains.
I mean,
Really nice.
I guess with the 377, so they got 377-5s from Thameslink, so GTR, haven't they?
Yeah.
They still have the old GTR seat covers, so the Southern maquette. That is something that I think needs to be updated, though. Obviously,
yeah,
going around having an interior from another train operating company could look a bit bad, like
yeah.
especially. But I hope 377s will get refurbished up to the same standards as the 375. I mean, Liam, have you been on the? Do you get 377s a lot? Like
Yeah,
377
they're horrible. I hate them. I hate them. The Southeastern ones, they're horrible.
Why?
They're
Very
so
strong
dirty.
views on that.
Yeah, they're very dirty.
Yeah.
They don't get taken care of
That's
at all.
probably what they're going to refurbish them, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because Southeastern, we talked about this a few weeks ago. The Southeastern are getting 707s from Southwestern Railway, which could be one of the reasons why they're refurbishing them, so they can have like an ultra modern fleet, I guess, given they're getting like the Metro style 707s. Going to say 747s then.
I've just had a random thought. Do you think that the 375s will be dragged away by the ROG 37s to like Wolverton or wherever they go?
maybe.
Could be.
Aren't they just doing? If they're just doing seat covers and plugs, I don't really think they would need to do that in like
Yeah.
Wolverhampton.
375s won't get seat covers. They'll just get the plugs.
Fair enough. Virgin Voyages were
Mm.
dirty, but I like diesel trains. Southern Transport 466 said, yeah, I mean, we only have diesel trains on our line, so
Yeah.
kind
Mm.
of have to
Stale
like
air
them.
coach link.
Yeah,
I'm guessing that
Yeah.
you're on about the
rail
Oxford
air,
Tube.
rail
Rail
air
air.
coach think.
Oh,
Um,
stale air coach.
Voyagers think of dirty toilets. Yes, that is a very good
It's
point.
true.
Yeah.
Well, most of them, not all of them, some of them. Cross country ones,
Yeah.
most of them, some of them.
Yeah. They
Not
need
our
a
fancy
refurbishment.
ones anymore. Yeah, they do. I mean,
Yeah, but the Virgin ones are horrible. Like disgusting.
well, they
Like the
were
Virgin
before they
Entolinos.
got. Oh, what?
Oh yeah, they're horrible.
Yeah, the Virgin like interior now, especially on cross country, like
Yeah.
because it still has a Virgin interior. I mean, Alfie, have you ever been on Southeastern?
What do you mean?
Like for the topic, if you ever had an experience with Southeastern, like
Yeah, I've had plenty of experiences with Southeastern. I've actually had a cab ride on the Southeastern
oh yeah, so I
395, which was
remember.
quite a fun
Not
experience.
bad. Not bad.
I'm not gonna
Is that the
disclose
rail
how I
hub?
got it, but yeah, I got it off the rails hub. I'm not gonna disclose how I got it because it's
Yeah,
not it was
Yeah.
certified, but I'm not gonna disclose how I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I like their 375s as well, the ones with the comfy seats. I don't like the 3+2 seats.
No, that's horrible.
Liam,
Yeah.
EM176 said, what are Southeastern going to use your 707s on?
Most likely metro services.
Which
Like
are?
the Orpington
Also,
stoppers.
yeah. So Orpington stoppers, Dartford stoppers, also Tunbridge Wells stoppers,
Okay.
and the new Maidstone East to Blackfriars service.
Maidstone needs to
Hopefully,
Blackfriars.
Because they're cancelling Cambridge to Ashford.
Oh, okay.
Internally,
Oh.
that's been confirmed.
Oh, Southern Transport 466. That's a very pressing first world issue. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Alfie, you were going to say
Yeah.
something?
Yeah. What was I gonna say? I can't remember. I've lost my memory now.
I mean,
I'll say it if it comes back to me.
okay. Speaking of Southeastern, the new, not advertising or anything, but the new, Train Sim World 2 London to Faversham route came out on Thursday, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the other day, wasn't it?
Yeah, which is, I mean, it has mixed reviews. I mean, I don't have it yet. If I do get it, I'll do a review on it. But like,
Looks good.
it looks good. Yeah, it looks okay. I mean, it's got mixed reviews. Like the sounds and visuals aren't great, but you know,
Yeah.
what can you do? It's Dovetail Games, so yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, 1 second.
Next topic.
Yeah, 1 second. Our next topic is that an Avanti West Coast voyager suffered significant damage in a Glasgow derailment. So a passenger train moving in a depot suffered significant damage after derailing, hitting an overhead power mast in a depot in Glasgow. So one of the 5 carriages of the Class 221 Voyager diesel train was severely twisted, according to an inventory source. However, the train is currently not being seen as a write-off. So it happened in Poolmady Depot. Poolmady Depot on early last Friday, and it hit a mast supplying overhead power wires for electric trains moving around the depot. And obviously, the crash happened just over a month after the completion of an £8 million interior refurbishment of Avanti's 221 Super Voyager trains. So, obviously, on the screen you can see the picture of what happened. So basically, it just derailed and fell over.
Yeah.
Is the best way of looking at it, I think.
Toppled over.
Toppled over. I mean, I think hopefully hopefully there won't be too much damage out train that it can be refurbished. Well, not refurbished, but like
Fixed.
fixed.
Yeah.
But obviously, because all of the Avanti Voyagers have now been refurbished into the new um, Avanti interior with yeah, basically into the new Avanti
Yeah.
interior. And again, we Voyagers like to fall over Southern Transport 466 said into the new Avanti interior, which there is a video on from our channel from the first refurbished one. And yeah, I have to say, I think it's obviously it was a depot and it was low speed, so and there were only 2 staff members on board, which is a good thing. I mean, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to have an opinion on it. So like,
Yeah.
let's have a look. Yeah, so obviously the Voyagers are due to be replaced. Voyagers need scrapping. I mean, I was just about to get onto that. They are due to be replaced next year by, or I don't know if it's next year or the year after, by Hitachi 8300 IETs. What are they coming to Avanti? Is it 810s or 8?
805 and
807.
807s.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
807.
So they'll be
EM176. How would you feel if the Voyagers got off leased off of Avanti and came over to Chiltern and was fitted with trip clocks? How would that how would that sit with you? Yeah, but that's
not very well.
No,
Yeah.
neither.
I mean, I don't know. Actually, I don't
Really?
know because I guess you could see it in the way that it would kind of suit the Chiltern route because
yeah.
I mean there was talks on getting the Meridians from EMR a while back, and given they're used to Birmingham already, I don't really. I wouldn't say it's a bad thing if they got refurbishment. If they got a refurbishment, but I also wouldn't say it's a good thing. Like
Yeah.
it's good that
Yeah,
they're
if you're
getting a
getting
new
a
train,
downgrade.
but at the same time, the Chiltern product probably can't be replicated on a Voyager. So like, we won't miss the dirtiness and
Yeah.
toilet smell. Something
Yeah.
happened before 667.
Mm.
Yeah, but like,
Definitely not.
yeah. I mean, well, if they come over to Chiltern, then we'll have it for another 20 years. Because
Mm.
I mean, I don't know, I could see it happening, but like, I could at the same time. Alfie, what do you think? Do you think it would happen, or like, yeah?
I think it would happen, but if they come over to us, they'd have like a major
I think
refurbishment,
they would have to. Well,
sort
no,
of like
no.
Yeah.
what they did
If
with
they
Mark
just been
III.
if they just been refurbished with Avanti, then like
The M176 is a horrible thing.
yeah they would just need new seat covers really. I think if they just been refurbished with
Yeah.
Avanti. I mean, not just, but like
Yeah.
had a recent refurbishment. I mean, if we got the cross country ones, then they would definitely need some kind of refurbishment.
Definitely.
But I'm
Yeah.
surprised the cross country ones haven't been refurbished yet. If I'm honest, like
Yeah. Like, they've done the
Terrible.
170s.
They're not
yeah.
they don't really take care of their trains. They just stable them wherever. They don't have, like an official depot, do they? Really?
No, but they just go to whatever depot they can, I think, because they're a Reaver, so they
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
loads of tocs and
Yeah.
places to go, like Bristol, Manchester, all the northern depots. Yeah, and they can also go to they just basically go to whatever depot they
Yeah.
want.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but hopefully the Voyager can get fixed and nothing like it doesn't get written off. I mean, it said that they haven't been, so yeah.
Mm.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I think we'll move on to the next bit, which Alfie is going to read out. So 68013's engine caught fire.
Yeah. So basically, 68013 had a reported engine explosion and fire on board, not on board, but in the engine of one of its services, which I believe was 1 Romeo 43 or something, up to Birmingham.
From London.
Did sewage ooze out everywhere? Probably. Yeah. Yeah, it was a reported engine fire, and it happened in between. I think it was Leamington. No, not Leamington. Maybe Leamington and Warwick, or Warwick
Somewhere around that area,
parts of
somewhere around the Warwick
yeah.
area. Why
Yeah.
68
Why
blow
did the
up?
68 blow up? I think it was just like because it might have just been like maybe continuous strain on the engine.
I mean,
That
I don't
sounds
really know,
ridiculous,
but like,
yeah, at a guess, I'd say because I found out that they're only operating one service.
with a 68 a day or one diagram.
Yeah, one. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's in service the whole week. And yeah.
I mean, no passengers were hurt or anything, and
Yeah.
funny rescue story. So 68015 was sent to rescue it, but that failed as well. So 66779 had to go and get it and dragged it to
Yeah.
somewhere, and I don't know where, and then it
But I
was.
found out that the 66779 thing was actually some guy just making up
Oh,
the
was
jet.
it?
Fake.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
so okay.
But,
That's why I saw the video, and it was like only 68. Yeah, so it was dragged by 68015 down to Wembley, and then according to
yeah.
EA176, it's gone back up to Crew today, where they are based and do go on a regular basis. Hopefully
So
for.
I guess it'll be 68015 on the locos now.
Yeah, I mean,
Mm.
if you don't know, so Chiltern 68s are owned and still like kind of operated by DRS. So they
Yeah.
do got crew and do sometimes do freight workings with DRS direct rail
Yeah.
services because that's
Around
where
York
they're least
area.
from base and based.
Yeah.
So like um there's always one Chiltern 68 that's not in service and up there, and it comes back via the West Coast
Yeah.
main line to Wembley. So obviously it's gone up to so no one with her, and I think the driver was okay. I mean, I haven't really seen any like official
No.
information about it, but like yeah, it's not something you really expect to happen, like a train engine to explode, like
Yeah.
especially a
It
modern.
must have been like really, really loud from
Yeah.
outside and inside as well.
Like apparently there was no external damage that could be seen, but especially like I would get a gas mask, game 176 said. Um, like I don't know, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, especially as with a unit. I mean locomotive is modern as 68, like 2015, 2016. Like you wouldn't expect it to just blow up. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's like I'm trying to think of a comparison. It's just like getting into a brand new car and it not starting. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like it's like getting into like a brand new car you just brought like the other day, and like the engine light comes on the next day, and you're like, why's that
why
happened
has that
then?
happened? And it has to go for like
Yeah.
repairs and things, taking it out of service. I mean, obviously it happened at like I don't want to say like a good time, but like a better time where they're only running 168 diagrams, so they have multiple.
Yeah.
So it's like they have
Yeah.
spares that they can use because before they would have to either have cancelled the services or short formed another service to form that service. So
Yeah.
um and the 68 service is definitely the busiest services of the evening to Birmingham, Kidderminster, Stourbridge, etc.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
and it's the most capacity they can because I mean it is only 6 carriages and some of them are on Chiltern are 9. The Mark III specifically have like more seats than the
Yeah.
68 than the 168 and 165, and it is just more of a premium product. Like
Mm.
Yeah. And it's the same price as well, which is really, really nice.
like if you're an average member of the public, I think I see many people that have thought it's first class, like
Yeah.
on the 68s.
Mm.
Oops, the one's Southern Transport 466 said. Big oops, just
Yeah.
just the engine exploded, you know.
Yeah. Nothing that major. It's just like an
No.
engine. Casual engine explosion. Explosion.
Explosion. Yeah, but I think
He Southern
what
Transport 466 said he loves the Mark IIIs. Everyone loves a good Mark.
how can
How
you
can you not love
how
Mark?
can you not
Exactly.
love
How can
a
you
Mark
not?
3?
They're literally the best riding coach ever in the UK. Mark IIIs.
I mean, they were designed for the
So yeah.
HST originally, weren't they? And now they're just.
Yeah.
I mean, they were
They're
they were
everywhere.
refurbished by Wrexham and Shropshire first, and then Chiltern with plug doors. And if you haven't been on a Chiltern 68 before, I would definitely recommend it.
Yeah.
Chiltern has cheap prices. Obviously, don't go now because you're meant to travel. But like after
Yeah.
lockdown, I would definitely recommend going to Barrowlipton and speaking to some of
Grab
the
yourself a
staff there.
£5 fare up to Birmingham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just have a little ride up to Birmingham Moor Streets and have a little look
Yeah.
around Birmingham, and then yeah, I like to go in the guards carriage. Southern Transport 46 had said. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Nice point.
The guard carriage is quite nice. I like the ticking sound of the guard carriage.
Yeah.
ABT.
Yeah.
And
TBT,
they
yeah.
used to have buffets as well, the Mark IIIs. Like,
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
very expensive though, wasn't it? It was like £3 for a hot chocolate or something.
Well, they got rid of it because they weren't making enough money. Same with the trolleys.
Yeah.
Did they have trolleys? Because they were built. The 168s were
Yeah.
built so they could have them. So, like,
Yeah. Yeah, they used to have trolleys, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we have been going for 45 minutes now, so I think that that is going to be the end of our podcast today. So we do thank you all very much for watching the Chiltern Trainspotters Downfast podcast, the best podcast on YouTube, on the 6th of February 2021.
Yeah,
And we're live every
yeah.
Saturday now at 7 p.m. So do hope you enjoy watching. So it's goodbye from me.
And it is goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me.
So do hope that you enjoy watching the Downfast podcast today, and we'll see you all next time. Goodbye. Bye bye.